Well, hello, Louv. Sorry that you're gone today. So far, we have picked just I wouldn't even say favorite states. I said pick 3 states, and people pick states, and then we looked up the average temperature today, and all of them noticed that Minnesota is the stupidest as the lowest. Tristan, your computer's still open. Find out what the average temperature in Alaska is right now. I swear to God, if it is more than 47 degrees, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be straight upset. Oh, okay, all right. At least it's equal. All right, so we're gonna do some mean, median, mode work today. How do you find a mean? Well, first of all, what's another word for a mean? An average. As in, Miss Nussbaum is mean for making me figure out the average. How do you figure out the average? Add them all together and then? Yes. So I'm going to do this. Everybody look up. I'm going to write it in math speak. What's this letter again? Sigma, yep. I'm going to add together all the data points and then divide by how many we have, and n is usually the number of how many you have. So this means add together all the data points you have and divide by n. All right, so everybody, in your calculator, add together all of the numbers. Is there such a thing as a stupid answer in math class? Yes or no? Yes, there's definitely such a thing as a stupid answer in math class. Can somebody tell me a stupid answer to this question? A really stupid answer to this question. Negative 500 is a really stupid answer to this question, because all of them are between 47, which is the lowest, boom, Minnesota, to 96, which is Texas, which I also wouldn't want to live at. Frankly, Minnesota, I can put on a sweater.
96 this time of year?
Horrible. I know, getting scary. Callie, what'd you get?
69.67.
69.7-ish degrees Fahrenheit is the average, the mean. Okay. How do I find the median? The median is the same thing as the middle. It's the middle number, which means the first thing you have to do is you have to write them all down, lowest to highest. Let's see, I've got 47 and 50, and then 57, 58. Then 66, 68. '74, '75, '76. And then 82, '87, and '96. Notice you can only find these things if you have qualitative data. I'm sorry, quantitative data. Quantitative, not qualitative. If we write down everybody's favorite number, or sorry, everybody's favorite color, the only thing we could figure out from that is the mode, the thing that happens the most often. All right, so to find a median, you start counting in from the sides. Let's see, I've got 2 fingers, 1, 2, move in. I'm gonna move in again, move in again, move in again, move in again. I end up being right here. Now, if there's only one number in the middle, that's your median. And if there's 2 numbers in the middle, then you add them together and divide by 2. So you find the average of the middle 2. Which is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. How about a mode? What word should you remember for the word mode? Most, the thing that happens the most often. On this set of data, it looks like I have no repeats at all. So I'm going to write no mode. Why do you think I don't write 0?
I could think you're saying it's like 0 degrees outside.
Right, because 0 is a number. So 0 doesn't mean that there's nothing. 0 in this case would mean it's 0 degrees outside, so we don't want that to be included. So you write no mode. What if, like, let's say that there were 2 different numbers that were repeated the same amount of times. What would I do then? Yeah, you'd write down both of them. You wouldn't find an average or anything like that. You'd write down both of them. Okay. The only time you write down no mode is if nothing's repeated at all. If there were like 6 of them that were repeated, I'd write down all 6 of those numbers. Everybody getting it? Cool. All right. The last thing we're going to do today is called a weighted mean. Oh, I guess one thing I should mention to you really quick before I get off of this. What if there was a state where I had a temperature reading and my thermometer was crazy wrong? Like it was broken. My thermometer was broken. And that thermometer read 10,000 degrees outside. Okay, and I wasn't looking at the data, so I didn't notice it. Okay, what would be changed? Would the mode be changed? Would it still say no mode? If there was 10,000 on there? Would it say still 71? No. Where would it move to? 74. It would just move 1 up, right? Because I just have 1 more data point up here. How about the mean?
Will change.
The mean would go way up. All right, so if you have something called an outlier, I think we talked about that last time, right? A point that's really different. If you have a point that's really different, it usually affects the mean and almost nothing else. So if ever you're looking at a data set, like for example, people often do this when they're talking about test grades, because suppose that I gave a test and I had 10 kids in my class and everybody was getting like 70s, 80s, 90s on the test, and then 1 kid refused to take it and they got a 0. That would make my whole average of my class look way lower than it actually is, because that 1 0 would affect things a lot. That's why you would usually use the median if you want to do that. So a mean is the one that gets affected. All right, a weighted mean. A weighted mean is when everything doesn't have the same weight or value to it. For example, a lot of times weighted means are done in grading a classroom. So I've got a nice example that they have in here that I want to use. Okay. So make for me a chart, and it is going to be 5 rows and 4 columns.